Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Taking the dogs for a little walk here, so I'm gonna put out a little video as I walk on. Wanted to give an update on my Simrad outboard pilot. Uh, it's also same as the Lowrance Outboard pilot. Advertised for like boats 21 to like 30 feet or something like that. When I first put it on, I did a video or had a look. I showed putting it on, unboxing, and then uh, and then what my initial thoughts were on it. I've had it probably 16 months now on the boat, and I guess I'm disappointed. I guess I'm not really sad or happy, or I guess I might have been initially expecting too much from it. What I'm having some different issues with it, and I don't know where it is. I think there's nothing wrong with the pump, and there's nothing wrong with the little NAC1 computer that comes with it. However, I've been having some issues with a point 0.1 heading antenna, and I'll give you a description of what I guess I'm having an issue with. On the plotter, you can set up which direction's up, and for offshore, I have up and straight in front of you. If I'm inland, I like north is up, but most time it's heading is up on the plotter. From there, there is the little icon that shows you what direction you're going, or the boat indication. And what'll typically come up, it shows the boat like at an angle. And from there, that's how it's reading the heading. And if you set the button, you take it off standby and put it on like straight heading, it goes off at a weird angle. It's got to be there to describe it. The other, and what I've tried doing, I know you can go into the plotter settings and go through the network, and you can create like heading offsets. Like, say, if it's the heading's off like 4 or 5 degrees, you can offset that heading and break it so it's true heading on the boat. And a couple of times I figure maybe there's just a lot of current, maybe I'm not, looking at it right. But there'll be sometimes where the current wind be the other way, and it shows like I'm, 60 degrees the opposite direction. And I don't know if it's GPS interference, but I know I've set it up in the morning and gone off, got it right going out. I turn around and come back going in, and it's like the total offset distance off in the other heading when I turn around and come home, which is more north. Because when I head out, I like to go fairly south. I will say that overall, this is kind of it only has limited. If I had to do it over again, I probably would, knowing what I know now, I would not have bought it. Just for the simple fact that you're putting it on. I have it on a 24-foot center console. The fact that it's on a boat that size, any roughness of what, if the waves pick up, if the boat gets thrown around, the GPS, the autopilot is going to correct itself, and it's like immediately try to correct itself. So I've noticed that if I have the settings up too high or too responsive, the first time I went out in it, I almost got thrown out the boat, and I was by myself, and it wasn't a bad chop. I would have fished in it, but it was not. You couldn't run autopilot in it. So that being said, if it was on a bigger platform, I know people with it. Now I have been off and been out on days, and everything had worked flawless. So I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but it's just as far as the heading sensor goes. But like I said, if I had to do it over again, I would not have gotten it. I would have gotten something probably that I would use more. I could see myself using more. I thought that it would be something that could help me while I'm going or out there by myself. But it's just, unfortunately, it is what it is. So if you're looking at getting the outboard pilot, like I said, I've used it and it's worked great. And I've used it in days, and I cussed the whole, I was disappointed. I'll say I cussed it. That's just, I just was disappointed in what I ended up getting. If I could fish all the pretty day, if I could fish the weather, not when I could, it may be that I may have a different outlook on it. But the simple aggravation that I got to go in and reset the heading sensor every time I go fishing, I know there's work, fishing's work in itself, just to get on, to know where everything is, to look, have all your mess together, clean up all your mess. So just one little nuance to add to it, it just makes it that I'm more for simplicity and less, trying to simplify things. And if I gotta keep every 10 minutes messing, reconfiguring, reformatting, well, it's not necessarily reformatting, but going back through and commissioning it again to get it to come out, as it kind of takes a little bit of the fun factor out of it. But trying to figure out what the dog picked up, and he got, for some reason, don't tell my farmer, he picked up a ear of corn. Hopefully it's off the ground, and they're not due to come out off till October, so it must be real sweet too. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, if you're looking at it, think strong and hard of what you're actually fishing purpose is, or what you're looking at. I would think that if you look at upgrading at some point in time, put it on a bigger boat, especially now that they got the electronic, the digital throttles and the fly-by-wire steering now. The video I've been seeing on like Mercury Skyhook with dual motors. See, I only have a single. I see I mean, what I'm basically telling you, save your money, spend it on fuel or something else. Don't really, unfortunately, don't waste your time with it. So, in a long roundabout thing, I hope it helps your decision. But yeah, and let me clarify, I have not reached out to customer service because some of the things, unless I take a video and send it to them, which that hardly ever happens, or get a tech on the boat and watch it. The other part of it, I don't feel necessary to put any extra money in. Like, I think it's just that if I put a better heading antenna on it, it'll probably fix the problem. But and that would cost money, and getting someone to look at it and to show them time is money to me. It's not worth the effort to some extent. I'll probably just deal with it for right now. If I ever upgrade, it's just that's just going with the boat, so to speak. So I said there's been times it works great, and when it does, I'm tickled. But those are typically the days where it's slick, calm out there, and very little waves, which is far and few between. So, and with that, I'm also finding that what I thought my wife's been going with me offshore more so, which is great. But I noticed that her fishing style and my fishing style are a lot different. She prefers to bottom fish because there's more action as opposed to trolling, and I like to troll. You know I like to see the fish come up in the spread and take the bait and listen to the clickers or the reel smoke, and she just likes something to grab a hold and pull on. So that's why bottom fishing has been more of our style here of lately. So, anyways, hope this video has been insightful, and I hope you have a good night. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you.